What's up, you guys? Thank you for clicking on this video, and we have some insane news to cover. So, we've got some, I guess you could say, leaks and some official reveals of product that I guess is going to be shown at MegaCon later on today. The HasLab and probably some Wave 2 stuff for Age of the Primes, I'd assume, which is why some of this stuff got leaked. But first up here, let's talk about Voyager class HEATWAVE, who is coming out in just a couple of short months, and he looks good for what it is, which is a bulkhead retool from a few years back. And I think it works for this character. I think it works a hell of a lot better than doing I'm using air quotes here, Prime Universe bulkhead. I think the proportions look good, the general details look pretty decent. You know, it looks like SKYBYTE's HEATWAVE, so I really don't have a problem with this reuse. I think it's actually a very clever retool. A lot more clever than Vector Prime last year, in my opinion. But will I be getting this? Probably not. Honestly, guys, I really don't care about SKYBYTEs that much. I don't know, I just never really got into it when I was younger, and it just wasn't something that I gravitated to. But I will admit, these SKYBYTE figures, the couple that we've gotten the last year and a half, 2 years, has been pretty decent. You know, the Medics, Chase, now this HEATWAVE. Not too bad of some Chug redos here. Now, SKYBYTE. Man, I was looking forward to seeing this guy. I already have the original, so I don't know how fast I'm going to get this, but looking at these images, guys, this looks pretty good. Now, comparing it to the original, I think in terms of articulation, it's going to be a bit of an improvement, even though it looks like he's still not going to have wrist swivel, and it looks like he won't even have a waist swivel, but don't quote me on that. I'm just speculating on what we see here with the images. It looks like it's going to transform the same way as the original, potentially, which means he wouldn't have a waist swivel, which would be really unfortunate for modern times, if that's true. But in terms of the sculpt in the paint and the overall general look of it in terms of accuracy in the original figure, I don't know. I still think the original might be better. You look at the paint and sculpt and detail that you get in the shark mode, just right off the bat from these images, I can tell that the original is still going to reign supreme. I mean, you can't beat that beautiful silver chrome paint, all the different red paint and light blue, dark blue, silver paint on top of the chrome, some gunmetal gray wash in there. The details on that original figure, if you've ever seen it in person, like seeing images online is just one thing, but seeing it in hand and actually owning the figure is totally another experience, and it looks absolutely beautiful in robot mode and shark mode. So, I don't know, I probably will still get this because it does still look like a great modern update. In terms of the overall look, I still think the original is going to be better, even though this new one is probably going to be a little bit better in terms of posability. Not by much, it seems like. It looks like it's just going to have ankle pivot, and the left arm isn't going to be a gorilla arm this time around. That looks like it's going to be about the only improvement on this figure. And the gun, I'm not really digging how the gun is looking, the way they made those dinky yellow missiles on the original. The missiles were a hell of a lot bigger and longer, and it just made the gun look a lot more proportionate to SKYBYTE when he's holding it, and it just looks a lot more menacing compared to this dinky yellow thing right here, which I'm really not digging, but it doesn't look terrible, but, you know, it just doesn't look like the full size that we usually get with this SKYBYTE cannon here. So I do like the removable fin knife sword things from the original and the cartoon. I still think that looks pretty good. Overall, this probably is the best R80 2001 update we've gotten so far, right behind the upcoming Omega Prime HasLab, which I backed and I cannot wait to get later this year. Some complaints compared to the original, but still looks like a pretty solid update. Hook and Long Haul Commander Class 2-pack. This looks pretty good. I probably will be getting this. In terms of the overall value for this, I don't know, I think it's worth it. You're basically getting 2 Voyager Plus figures, all the accessories for the combiner portion for Devastator. I don't know, I'm really excited to get a new Devastator. I really do feel like the Combiner Wars one is pretty outdated by today's standards, And I don't know, I just think these figures look pretty dope to me. I know people have found some issues with it. No release is going to be perfect. It gets to a point where, you know, I mean, complaining is complaining, and Hasbro is just not going to change certain things. So I'm not really upset by this Commander Class 2-pack. I think it looks good. I think this looks better than the Silverbolt Commander Class, and I think it's worth a bit more for your money than that Silverbolt figure. So I definitely will probably be getting this later on this year when it comes out. Now, the main event for the video, HasLab Lio Kaiser. Now, if you guys remember in my video a few weeks back when the news first broke that we would be hearing about this HasLab at MegaCon, this was on my prediction list in that video to be the HasLab, or one of the picks I did in that video, and I am happy to say that I was right. Now, this looks pretty great. Will I be backing this? I don't know. I'm not really, I've said this multiple times on the channel, I'm not really one to like go crazy over Japanese Transformers stuff when it comes to G1. I do love me some Japanese Beast Wars, some Japanese UT and whatever other stuff you want to throw out there. But when it comes to like the original G1 Japanese stuff, I don't know, just something about it doesn't really like gravitate towards me. But I will recognize this does look pretty insane. It definitely looks like it's going to be just as good or maybe even better as Deathsaurus or Victory Saber. The whip thing, it looks so cool. The combined mode altogether, it looks pretty great. I love the colors, the sculpt, the paint looks on point. Can't really knock it for that. Now, in terms of the individual bots, I guess let's start with, now bear with me guys, I'm not super knowledgeable on LIOKAISER, so if I get a name wrong or if I don't know the name, my apologies in advance. But this green helicopter thingy looks pretty cool, the way it mounts on the shoulder there. And then you get like this beast former. I'm assuming these are like, maybe like the Micromasters of the group or something. I don't know. I'm not too knowledgeable on this combiner. Drillhorn, yeah, he looks cool. Big chunky boy in robot mode. I don't really have any complaints on this guy. And then you get like another drone looking thing for combined mode. Again, I don't know the name of this guy, but he does look pretty decent. And then we have Kill Bison, who looks pretty cool. Again, a chunky robot mode. I don't know if it's reusing like a shell from Drillhorn, but they look pretty similar in design. Still looks pretty decent. And then we have Jaguar. Interesting name there. The black car mode looks super sick. I love the missiles on the top. The robot mode, he's not a chunky boy this time around. So I do like his overall robot mode design a bit better than the previous two. If anybody can let me know in the comments below who this dude is and these other like drone looking things for combined mode, thank you in advance. Hellbat, who I do like the jet mode. I like the details and the paint on that. Robot mode is probably the best out of the bunch that I'm looking at so far. I don't like the hollowness in the forearms for a HasLab release. I'm assuming this is probably going to be like $250. I'm not digging that. But other than that, the robot mode looks good. The jet mode looks pretty solid as well. Another little combiner weapon Micromaster thing that I have no idea on the name. We have Guy-Hawk, one of the most creative names in Transformers history. My guy, Guy-Hawk. Again, jet mode looks pretty decent there. No real complaints. Robot mode, again, not really digging the hollowness. Robot mode does look a little janky to me, but I don't know if it's the pose or the image here that's making it look like that to me. But robot mode, I'm a little iffy on that. Another one of those animal former thingies that Japanese G1 loves to do. Now we have Leo Zak, who is another jet former that I think looks pretty decent in jet form. In the robot mode, I actually do like this design. I don't really have any complaints with it. He looks like he's going to be a beefy guy, like a bruiser type, so I don't know, like maybe the arms could be bigger, like I don't know, I'm just looking at it like proportionally in my own mind. Overall, obviously the main attraction is the combined mode for LIOKAISER here, And I think they knocked that out of the park more than anything with the individual robot modes or the vehicle modes. I definitely do feel like the combined mode shines the most, obviously, and that is the main attraction. So I won't go too hard on the robot modes. But this is a HasLab. I don't know, I kind of expected the robot modes, the individual ones, to be a bit more streamlined than how they seem to look in these images. But I don't know, maybe it's just these initial product shots and we get more as the months go on next year and it looks better. I hope that's the case, but as is, I don't know, that definitely seems like the weakest part about this set so far. But the combined mode looks pretty great. I love the weapons, the way everybody combines together looks pretty on point. So I probably won't be backing this because, again, I just don't really care about the character. But I know a lot of you guys out there are super excited for this, as you should be. I'll probably do some other topical videos on this because I'm sure this is going to cause some discourse in the community, as every HasLab reveal does. People are going to hate it. There's going to be some things going on with it, potentially. I wouldn't like that to be the case, but usually every time with a HasLab release, that seems to be the case in the community. So stay tuned for that goodness, I guess. But yeah, guys, let me know down in the comments below, how do y'all feel about this new HasLab Lio Kaiser? Are you going to be backing it or are you not? All my social medias are linked down below, including my email if you guys want to hit me up about business inquiries, or if you want to message me about whatever, or if you want to commission a diorama from me, because I make dioramas for people for their stop motions, photography, or your regular display shelves in your homes. You can either hit me up on any of my social media accounts, or you can just email me and we can work out a deal. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. Catch y'all in the next one. Bye.